and welcome to lecture number 5 in the second IHF Live Online Symposium. My name is Courtney Gahan. I'm a part of the IHF media team and I'm your moderator for this lecture today. Today we have 3 translation languages available if you are joining us on Zoom. These are French, Spanish and Arabic, and you can find them at the bottom of your screen by clicking the globe icon marked interpretation. If you are watching this on Facebook right now, one of our team is going to share the link to this Zoom webinar in the comments, so you can join us here if you have an account. This second IHF Live Online Symposium is part of the Virtual Academy introduced by the IHF last year, since when we have held a number of different courses focused on different areas of handball and different disciplines. All of this is under the umbrella of the IHF Education Centre, available at ihfeducation.ihf.info. This second IHF Live Online Symposium focuses on development trends of the game, consequences on training methods for coaches, and tactical training for referees, and includes a total of 9 live lectures presented by top handball experts from around the world. Today's lecture is presented by Paul Landure, member of the IHF Commission for Coaching and Methods, and focuses on the quick and right decision of the attacker. This lecture is being recorded, so you will be able to access it later for on-demand viewing on the IHF Education Centre, as well as on our Facebook page. And please do feel free to ask questions throughout, as we will have a short question and answer section at the end. So Paul, welcome, and we are ready to begin when you are.
Yes, thank you, Courtney. Is okay for you? I'm sharing my screen, ready to start. Is okay?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So good, like this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. I'm interested to present to you this topic, quick and right decision, especially in attack, and to have a focus on perception and right decision making. You know that in the high level, but also to prepare the youth, you must have a good perception to choose the best assist, for example, in this video. Have a look about the left back. You can see this very nice pass and direct bounce pass to the pivot. It's not so easy, so we must anticipate and have a good perception in this situation. So connection to the competition, don't forget that this year IHF decide to change and to propose a new system in the World Championship, and with at first 32 teams, and also with a new match scheme during the competition. So, for example, at first 8 groups with 4 teams, so 3 matches. Then to have a main round and a second round President Cup. You can have also 3 other matches, and then direct to knockout system for quarterfinal, semi-final, and final games. So you can have altogether 9 matches, and during this competition, to have more teams, more decisive matches also, we can observe that, for example, how it's necessary to have quick and right decision during so important matches. So have a look about the center back. After crossing. Now in speed movement, he must decide the best movement. One could be quick shot, quick step shot, could be fake shot, could be, so he can decide in less than 1 second decide the best solution, and he decide to pass to the left back in so close area. So he must take care about information about his direct, not only about his direct defender, but also the half defender, to choose this short pass, precise pass, to be sure that the left back can go forward and then decide to go in the gap or to pass to the left wing. So in 1 second, he must be ready to decide after a good perception. Have a look also about this feedback before to go forward about the topic. We can observe in this last competition that high level propose a higher quality during all games, not only the best teams, but we observe also with a lot of teams. At first, observe the number of attacks performed per team. Don't forget, it's the best 8 teams. And you can observe from the last 10, 12 years that this number has evolution, but the last 5, 6 years, especially close to the same number of attack. Have a look also about the duration of attack. 30 seconds 10 years ago, now is average is 33, 34 seconds in duration of attack. Don't forget about these 2 main informations connected to the other one. For example, also to continue idea about the attack effectiveness, we can observe, it is amazing to observe that the last 10 years period, 22%, plus 22% better. It's between defense and attack. So it's a clear indicator of the attractive and persistent tempo. The word tempo is very important for you to manage this during the preparation of your team. And also a question of the speed. Handball is now currently one of the fastest team sport in the world. That's also very important for the coach to have this in their mind. For example, have a look about this situation, especially about the center back. This close cooperation and quick cooperation between center back, pivot, and left back. And have a look about the behavior of the center back. His head always taking information, permanent information, what can happen during the situation with ball, movement, quick movement, change of rhythm, and then this 2-on-2 central position, central cooperation with the pivot. He can decide after, remember, 2 seconds before, of taking this information, also the position of the outside defender, and during his movement, he decides this pass, return pass to the left back, and you can observe immediately this very open space that the left back can decide this quick pass also to the pivot and direct to the goal. Another information also about the technical faults in attack. So also an amazing number. This World Championship with a new scheme, don't forget, a new competition, and also the same percentage as the last World Championship 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and that confirmation about so this higher quality of the game now for all teams, especially for the best. So don't forget to connect the number of attacks, the effectiveness, and so few technical fouls in attack. Also, the number of goals scored per match confirms this high quality of the game. So the last competition, around 7% better, more during this World Championship. So confirmation about at first the number of goals per match is high number. So clear attack-oriented play game, that's confirmation after 2 years ago, 3 years ago with last World Championship. And also confirmation about the players' individual repertoire, about one-on-one, quick shot, highly creative pass variations, and so on. And what was very important during this last competition, cooperation between the backs and line players. That was decisive and was a very important cooperation, decisive cooperation. So connected also with this topic, this perception and decisive situation. You can have a look in this clip, for example, this cooperation between the right back and the pivot, and you can have usual cooperation could be, and perhaps the defender were waiting to go so that the right back continue inside to continue 2-on-2, and then perhaps continue on the left side, but with fake movement, he chose the outside gap to go direct to the goal. So we can observe during these last competitions, not only the World Championship, but also some other competitions, especially the last 2-3 years, men and women area, that we can observe speed game in all phases of the game. Usually quick transition, attack, defense, attack, retreat behavior also is better. Last 2-3 years. Also, have a look about connection between the goalkeeper and defender in situations with empty goal. Now it's we can observe a lot of very interesting tactical situations with a good cooperation between the goalkeeper and defender. So create throwing situations against a still unorganized or rather passive or inactive defense. That's also a key point in attack. A lot of tactical changes of speeds that now a lot of teams are able to do this with very high level and efficacy. And also this last idea about to play immediately without any building phases. So to do this, you can understand that for the ball attacker is very important to have a good perception. Don't forget, during the same time, the defense tactics also improve the flexible and active defense strategies. For example, we can observe first an important idea is to win the ball in the first goal, to win the ball. Then to continue to propose active, anticipative ways of playing in defense. So idea is try to destroy the timing, the speed of the attack, as we observe from the beginning with statistics and some clips. Also, in defense, we can observe a better tactical way in this inferiority situation. 1-on-2, especially outside situation in defense, 2-on-3, 6 against 7, and so on. So that also the defenders are propose a better way. And last idea is more and more flexible ways of playing from a basic formation. For example, if you are playing 6-0 system, you can observe a lot of flexible ways, flexible tactics to adapt or to anticipate the attack formation. Have a look now about this profile. Andy Schmidt is from Switzerland. So from one of the best center back or left back international level. So this cooperation with pivot, interesting. Even the defender tried to anticipate his movement. Is so good, different change of rhythm. He can anticipate what can happen during 2-on-2 situation, for example. And so good cooperation with the pivot during this last competition. So to train the speed of action, you can choose, you can have some important criteria. At first, speed-oriented training. Your training session must propose a lot of exercise with speed as a red line. You can also propose complex perception training. That's a very important idea. We will see later with some examples. And also higher tactics training of players. So the coach must propose more intensive exercises, more intensity, better intensity during the training session and inside each repetition. Also, use the variable game in small groups. So we can see later also one example about progressive situation with this idea. To create spaces for optimal throwing actions also. So use space, time spaces during exercises to improve the speed of action. And training of tactical principles in attack also to have a look about this important criteria. So now we can go inside this topic, quick and right decision in attack, and especially focus about perception and decision making. Take care also during the presentation about what's the first part of the feedback of the last competitions and some important impact on the training contents. So for example, you know that the better we perceive, the better we will act, and the better we will perform. That's basic for all sports, for handball especially, but don't forget this main idea, this red line during your training session about the perceptions, and to have the focus permanently about this. So the coach must propose exercises to improve this game intelligent. Game intelligent means how to make the best use of the environment, how to use all criteria during one exercises close to the game in a real situation. That's very important for the coach. Also, perception and action is to regulate available information in the environment, to regulate the available information. That's the most important idea, how to regulate the available information. So we'll see also some examples. So idea is that the coach propose situations, and please, that's a very important idea, close to the game to optimize the perception ability of the player into action. So the two important words are close to the game and into action. Don't propose some exercise too far away from the real situation. That's not efficacy, don't work. So, for example, you can see the left back in this photo, the left back. He receives the ball, now he receives the ball and must decide to go or to pass into the left wing. So you can observe 1 second, less 1 second to decide to shoot or to pass. Or second idea about the center back. The center back in these situations, Danish center back, he chooses to shoot, to use a long step shot to try to have a goal close to the defender, and how he uses his perception and decision making to have a goal. So I will propose you during training session example of progressive situations. Means progressive that we propose adapted rules during this exercise, these situations, to develop perception connected with quick decision making. And also connected with this very important idea, tactical choices must be permanent. Permanent means during all training session, choices must be present for the in any situation, in attack, in defense, in any duel situation, open choices. So for this, you can use, as usual, when you decide to build an exercise, progressive exercise, simple to complex, not complicate. Don't forget this idea about no complication and complex. It's not the same concept. And also to have in your mind to combine the different qualities of your team, of your players, technical, tactical, physical, mental, and so on, to combine. So during exercises, main criteria, this one will use space and time, depending on level, understanding of your players, the physical qualities, technical and tactical qualities, all basic qualities you can manage and connected to use space and time during your exercise. And space means you can propose open or reduced space with time. Time means that perception and decision making. To manage this with more or less short time, always to choose the best solution, not only to choose one solution, to choose the best solution in each repetition. So I propose you now some exercises. At first, could be a warm-up exercise, short and easy passes, and connected with perception and coordination. Easy, basic exercise, like you can see. You manage the space, you manage the number of players, you manage the number of balls. For this, 2 or 3 balls. And as warm-up exercise, the player must pass as quick as possible, depend of the level of the group, the level of the category, the level of the qualities, physical qualities, and so on. So it's easy exercise, you can see, but if you use the space, time, and quick passes, it seems not so easy. Could be used as first exercise, and you can manage space and time. So next one, now, example of progressive situation. At first, you have two groups, two teams. You can use this small game, the worldwide name is Touchdown, with two teams. You can use all the court, run with the ball. It's not necessary to use the basic handball rules. You can have, and to have 1 point, you must put the ball inside the opposite goal area. That's a basic situation. Specific rules needs, when you are touched with the ball, you lose the ball. When you are in attack, you are touched with the ball, you lose the ball. So you can see, not like this. If you are touched in the back, that's not okay. You must touch in front of the attacker, because in the back it's easy to have the ball, but you must be touched. You must be touched in front of you. So first idea, free pass. You can run with the ball, and with the pressure of opponent, we can use space and time, and depend of the level of your players, you can use the all space, or you can use reduce space. You can use all the handball court. You can use different number of players, but the red line must be to as quick as possible to go on the opposite, to put the ball in the goal area. Easy, not complex, as basic exercise. So to continue now, you can see the tactical reaction. You can see at first the normal speed. You can see to go forward sometimes could be a good idea to have better use of the space. So to come back, to go backward, to open space, to be sure to keep the ball, and immediately the defender must propose pressure on individual attacker. And this, you can see, this player with the ball don't anticipate as quick as possible to pass to the partner. So he is not in a good way to pass immediately. So he uses this direct pass, but not correct pass. So the defender can intercept and immediately continue to go forward. So that's not okay. Don't touch in the back, must touch in front of the attacker. So you can understand, and to put the ball in the goal area or behind the line, that you can decide different rules. So you can understand now the idea of to run with the ball as quick as possible, and to use the pressure of the opponent, depend on the space and time. Second idea, so it's the same situation. Next step is now, when you cannot pass with one hand, you must pass always with two hands, like this, with two hands. You can understand with two hands the pass is slower, so it's easier to intercept, to have a better behavior in defense. So it's necessary when you have the ball to anticipate different possibilities of passes. For example, in this situation, to pass to his partner who is behind the defender is not a good idea. It could be better to go to pass forward. Would be better, or to pass in opposite with a direct and long pass. So this behavior in attack, for example, is not good. This attacker, this partner receives the ball, but close to the defender, don't anticipate, depend on the open space. So the reaction is not good. So immediately his touch cannot continue. So you can understand the basic idea of this exercise to combine the perception, decision, anticipation, depend of easy pass. Next rule, now you must pass the ball 2 hands above the head, or to run, or as jump pass, or step pass, but always with 2 hands above your head. So you can understand also with this, you can understand that the defender is man-to-man. Better is to continue to have man-to-man defense. If your players are not able to use full court, you can reduce the space, depend on the level. But don't forget about to combine space, time, and how to manage the ball at the same moment. And you can see when you receive the ball, time to receive the ball, then to put above the head, to pass, take time. So you can anticipate in defense. Could be better to have more pressure in defense in this situation, for example. But the idea is to that this ball attacker put the ball quicker above his head and to pass immediately. Next rule. Fourth rule, different position now. You can see when you receive the ball, you must immediately be in a push-up position with the ball in your hand. So it's a question of coordination. Immediately, when you are in this position, you can pass. Idea is to propose the technical difficulty for the attacker with the ball, Also for the partner, the important is how to play without the ball, to have a better position to receive the ball and to continue to go forward. At the same moment, the defender cannot touch you, because if you are allowed to touch, it will be difficult to use this rule. You must only be in front of the attacker with the ball, and to use dissuasion and this interception possibilities. Tactical intentions are basically those two ones. And you can also understand it's when you are in this position, you must be able to see the different possibilities of passes, the position of your partners, the position and the possibilities of defender. So always be ready to have a good position, to have a good perception. And you can observe also during this exercise how it's difficult for some players when they receive the ball to go immediately in this push-up position, and then to choose a good basic position to pass. Someone can use it easily, some other one it's difficult. Someone that cannot use it correctly. So it's also a question of a better coordination with the ball. Fifth rule, adapted rule. Now it's more difficult as basic rule. When you receive the ball, you can run with the ball, but you can only use diagonal pass. For example, start again. When you have the ball, you cannot pass in your side. You must pass in the opposite side in the diagonal way, always. Could be a short pass, could be a long pass, but only diagonal. Diagonal is depend of the middle of the court, the middle of the court. So this one is not the best diagonal pass. With the same goal, to put the ball in the goal area. Sorry. Okay, last one. So in this position, this player must pass in the right side and then the opposite side, and to go, if possible, forward. But if they cannot go forward with the next pass, they can also organize a pass backward, but always in diagonal. So you can understand it's very important that this player, when he receives the ball, he must be able to anticipate the different possibilities of passes. He must not wait to receive the ball and then to decide which passes. So that was first example as progressive situation, progressive small game with different rules. And you can understand with space, time, you can manage, depend on the level of your players, and keep always this idea of perception and quick decision making, depend on the level of your players. Now, second example is progressive situation, also in easy basic situation in attack, 3 against 2, and we will go from 3 against 2 till 6 on 6. Easier to play in an open or smaller space, also with the same rule. And what is interesting, we can use also different rhythm of speed during this exercise. You will see it. Also, several tactical choices must be permanent. And in this open situation, you must not propose to reduce tactical choice. It will reduce also to a possibility to improve the perception and decision making. And also your basic criteria about organization of your exercise must be easy and with minimum of pedagogical material. So close to the real situation. So at first, 3 on 2 with 3 passes. Basic situation is you have, you can see the situation at first. You have 2 defenders, both sides, right and left side. I would see like this. You have the central area which is forbidden for all. So we will play 3 against 2, left and right side. First ball left, second ball right, and so on, left and right, to have a good intensity during the exercise situations. So when you are in attack, you are free to go direct to the goal with the ball, free space, or you can decide to pass to your partners, your left back in this situation, or the left wing. It's impossible to pass to the opposite side. You must have the solution in this left side position. And you can use as first rule 3 passes maximum. You can reduce the possibilities of the attacker with the ball. For example, without dribbling, with dribbling, without with dribbling, but without progressive dribbling, only standing position to keep the ball. Impossible to go forward. So you can use you can use management of the ball. So the attacker with the ball can choose, so I repeat, can choose to shoot, fake pass, and so on. So first idea. Then idea is to manage. So I will show you at first the global situation. Left side, right side, maximum 3 passes. 3 passes, 3 against 2, it's easy. It seems easy. But when you see the behavior of some attacker with the ball, you can see this. The pass, he can pass the ball, but his attacker foul, so he don't control his movement. So you can understand how to improve the technical qualities of this right back, for example. It's also when he manages the ball in this position, he cannot pass to the right wing also. That means it's not the best basic position for the right back to choose the best solutions in the 3 against 2 in the right side. So you can understand the global situation. The central area is forbidden for all. Easy with 3 attackers, 3 passes maximum, right side the same, and then propose intensity. So now idea is to choose the best distance of the direct opponent. Seems okay for the left wing. So you can understand the idea of this exercise. Just have a look about this repetition. You have to give some information to the left back now. Have a look about his position. Side pass, not the best for the center back. In this position, it's easier to the defenders to understand what can happen with the attacker. It's no danger with the left wing, so they can anticipate. And also for the reception of the ball, when you receive the ball in this position, the center back, he cannot shoot direct. The space now is closed, and to pass direct to the left wing is not easy also. So he hesitates, so the quick pass is impossible. That means all of them, left back and center back, must at first have a better distance, better management of the ball, the arm, over arm perhaps to pass. And then the position of steps also not the best. So you can understand if you use quick decision making with this situation is not possible. So you must reorganize and ask them to respect the basic space and time to improve their decision making with a quicker behavior. Also, you have seen in this, on the right side, you can propose to the defenders, the two defenders, to be free and flexible defensive intentions when they are 2 against 3. They must be free and to propose some movements and cooperation like this, for example, anticipation, and to propose close space for the right wing. So he must choose immediately a return pass to the right back, or he is able to pass to the center back or not. In this situation, it's not the best solution. But you can understand also another time that our right back, when he receives the ball, right back, when he receives the ball, he don't choose a good space and is not in a good position to shoot or to pass, to organize a quick pass to the right wing. So step by step, you can give precise information to your attackers to be more precise and to play quicker and quicker. Also, now we change the situation a little bit. We have 3 defenders in all the area. We have 3 against 2 always. 3 means center back, left left wing against 2 defenders. Is continues to be forbidden to the attacker and defender. So to be in easy situation, the center back can choose either the first pass, right side or left side, and maximum 3 passes to have a goal. And the central defender must move quickly from the right side or the left side to be in 2 against 3 situation, basically not 1 against 3. So at the beginning, it seems easy to organize this exercise like this, for example. So the timing is not so bad in the left side. Timing is not so bad. Continue again. So they used to be a long distance from the defender. So the defenders must choose not to be in defensive position, but more offensive position. That's one idea, to reduce space for the wing or the backs. And you can manage also the intensity between the right side and the left side in attack and in defense. So to give an advance, small advance to the attacker, to the attack, or to propose an advantage, small advantage to the defense, depending on the space and the timing. Fake shot, pass shot are able, direct pass to the partner are possible, and free and flexible intentions are also in defense are possible. What's important to repeat also, when you start the position, you can start like this with one central defender, and then depend of the ball, the first pass, you will choose the side. And in 1, 2, maximum 3 seconds in each situation, you must be able to have a goal, or minimum to have a very good shooting position. So next, we can manage the situation now with 2 passes maximum. Come back to this one. This one. Now the situation is you are 3 against 2, 3 defenders, the same rule as basic organization. Now you must use maximum 2 passes, but the first pass starts for the first movement. Usually we can see in the match that the attacker with the ball pass at first and then he go forward. Or in this situation, could be better if he choose now at first to go to the goal area, to the gap, for example, and then to pass, and not to pass at first, because for the defenders, it will be easier to anticipate the movements in defense. You can see this position, center back, no danger from the distance, no danger from the ball position, shooting position is not able to do. So at first, ask to the center back to go direct to the goal if it's possible, and then only at second possibility to pass. And now you can continue also to use the complete space of the goal area. It's a lot of, it's easy situation for attack, but have a look about the understanding, tactical understanding of your players, physical qualities, how to use a good direct pass, wing to the wing. It's not so easy. And then how to anticipate in defense. Also, even you are 3 against 2, you are 2 against 3, 3 against 4, to manage space and time. And if you are a better level in with your players, your team, you can use different spaces and number of passes. It's 2 passes maximum, but in another level could be only 1 passes. Only 1 passes means only 1 pass maximum means the behavior will be different also when you have the ball, but at first when you are the partner of the ball attacker. So now continue this progressive situation. We are now 5 against 4 with a basic situation. And maximum continue with the same rule with maximum 3 passes. So basic position are 4 defenders or close to as defensive defense or offensive defense will be different depending on your intentions. But if you ask them to be free and flexible defense intentions, an idea to provoke technical faults also. So you can also ask to the defenders to help the level of the attackers at the same moment. So 4 defenders, 1 pivot must be outside at first in this gap, left or right side. So also now it's not always no center back at first, but you can put also center back, but at this proposal is no center back. And you can ask to any player to propose a first pass. For example, we can start with a wing, have a reserve ball reserve in the wing area, left and right side, reserve ball in this area, in this case is back reserve ball, but you can have in any place as first pass, and then to use, as usual, 3 passes maximum. 3 passes in some levels is easy to use it. But when you use a diagonal pass in some levels, it's not so easy. So also you can understand in this situation now, the situation that when the left back choose a diagonal pass and at the same moment, the right back is not in the best position. So he understood now he cannot receive the ball direct, so he must go back. So it's not the best idea to continue to have a quick game, quick passes, quick decision making. And also the pass technically is not the best. So you can understand when you put the pressure of number of passes, space and time with flexible defense, so open tactical intentions in defense, it's so not so easy in attack. So continue our progressive situation. We are now 6 on 5 situation. 6 on 5. We put 2 pivots inside, out in or inside inside the goal area or outside between number 1 and 2. For 5 defenders now, and we can play as usual with 3 passes with the same tactical intentions in attack and in defense. But now the spaces are reduced, and to put additional difficulty, we come back to reduce the spaces in central area. So the cones means this space means that it's forbidden for defense and attacker. So to have the same number in defense as in attack, 3 against 3, the central defender must move quickly in the ball side, and the same, he must go quickly in the opposite. And during this situation, the attack cannot use more than 3 passes. And now you can see also that some players, it's not so easy for some players. Also, it's important during this situation For example, you understood now. Have a look about the central defender. The central defender. We have now 3 against 3. The right back understand that the best solution is to play 3 against 2 with a good position of the pivot. So perhaps he can pass direct to the pivot or direct to the left wing or the left back. So he decided to choose pivot. So tactically, idea is basically to use 3 against 2 as most as possible. And to have this, the best idea tactically is to use the 3 passes maximum and to open the space. To open the space, idea is that this center back must run after the ball position, not before. You understand the movement of the central defender. When he is on late, now it's time to have a very good situation and decide to the best solution to shoot, to pass, and so on. But this must be organized with maximum 3 passes. So when you are playing on good timing, good space, it's not so easy. There's a good cooperation with the pivot. The same idea, same idea about the same position, but take care about this idea. When you are in this position, you give information to the defender that he can anticipate the pass to the left back, for example. So take care about the basic position, steps, upper body, the possibilities of shooting, of passes, to choose open spaces at first, not to show the decisive pass too early. For example, at least our right back takes this information about anticipation, have a better position, not the best, but a better position. And in this position, he has seen that the left wing is a good position to pass, and he can organize this diagonal pass. So now have a look about this position also. This position of the pivot, the 2 pivots, which is the best passes to have a goal, a good shooting position is this one. Perhaps could be this one if the right back anticipate his movement to go forward, but is prefer to receive the ball slowly and not with the best position. So we must organize a pass, fake pass and pass to the pivot. It's a good idea. But you can understand, for example, for this right back, we can have a look, can focus on him about to receive the ball in a better position, how to use this better position to anticipate the different possibilities to play also with the right wing, not always with his left side. It's some difficulty to see the right side. So you can understand individual formations inside our general progressive situation. So now we can continue. We are now 6 on 6. 6 on 6. We continue with our number of passes. Could be, we can choose 3 passes maximum in this positional attack. Now we are playing in a normal real situation. If goal, immediately quick slow off. If no goal, could organize a fast break and retreat with the opposite team, 6 on 6. Free and flexible defensive intentions as usual, and with 1 pivot at first. And ask to the, in this flexible defense, to steal the ball, to intercept the ball, to provoke technical fouls at first in defense. Yes, so now about the organization of the exercise. You can use positional attack with, in this situation, quick throw off. If possible, to continue the attack, but with flexibility in defense. So they decide to try to intercept with success. And then continuity with a direct fast break. And usual situation could be to continue with a speed game. Only first phases as positional attack could be this one with quick throw off or fast break. Immediately you ask to your attacker to use only 3 when they are out in the second part of the court, to use only 3 passes maximum to have a goal or shooting situation minimum. So continue to have to put danger with under pressure of defense, but under pressure of the number of attacks of passes. And then if no success, or if success at first, you stay in this area, if goal, and you organize again, attack against defense, 6 on 6 in the opposite side, but don't continue at first to play during 3, 4, 5 minutes. Only one attacker phases positional attack, one side, and second side, only one, to put intensity and not to propose to a long time to play in the same phases. to understand now, after this situation, they can use only 3 passes. Or in another level, they can use only maximum 2 passes. Or they can organize with 3 passes without dribbling. Or they can use 2 passes with dribbling. Or they can use 2 passes with dribbling, but dribbling only on place, forbidden to go forward dribbling. So you can understand different rules to put pressure on attackers, and also defenders will help the attackers to use the best solutions. Okay, now we continue to in the last position. This idea, continue to use 3 passes maximum in positional attack, 2 passes maximum in positional attack. It's the same idea about the if goal, quick throw off, no goal, fast break. And now we propose with one in this forward defender, like 5-1 with a central forward defender. And we ask to the center back to go inside, like this, to go inside. Pass and immediately in the opposite side of the pivot, run quickly inside or between the defensive defense and the forward defender, between, so we can have depth in defense. And now we can have how to choose the best solution in numerical superiority in the right side, the left side, with under pressure with 3 passes. So it's interesting to use different adapted rules in a real situation, so that in continuity during the training session, the attacker with the ball especially must be in the best position to choose the best passes or the best speed decision. So that was the 2 examples of progressive situations. You understood, I hope, about this idea, adapted rules in the real situation or close to the real situation. To finish this presentation, I'm interested to insist about this idea, decision making. I have some questions to you. At first, taking informations is basic. Also, you know this. Taking information is one of the main key points to the success of the team sport player. That's basic. It's not new. But sometimes we forget to insist about this in the training sessions. So how to improve the speed, or to continue to improve the speed of decision making? First question, are we at the limit of improving physical qualities? You know that the last years, 10 years perhaps, but more, the power and quality of power and speed of players have improved a lot in all area, in all levels, men, women, boys and girls. And the question is to continue to improve the speed of decision making, execution and coordination for the handball player, to improve our level. The next step could be to insist about the speed of decision making, not only about the speed of the game as a general intention, but the speed of decision making will be more decisive in the future. So to do this, can we insist, or can we, during training session or at pedagogical way, next step, to improve our brain speed, not only physical, technical, all qualities, but also to insist about our brain speed. And for this, must train and strengthen cognitive skills in order to develop attention, perception, decision-making, coordination, reaction. You understand that it's a question of combination of qualities, not only to insist as analytic way on one quality, but as combined pedagogical way. So when you propose some exercise, some situations during your training session, you try to perform, that's basic. You propose some repetitions, but sometimes we propose too many repeating predetermined actions, so it's like close tactical actions. And for this, it's difficult to improve the decision-making of the player, especially with the young players. So for this, have a look about in your pedagogical way that this development must be integrate, individualized, as well as the athletic preparation, parallel with mental, tactical approaches as usual. So think about a better integrate pedagogical way, better integrate speed decision making. And Anbal, we are in a good position because you know that with our own specific rules, we are playing in a smaller playing area. We are now in higher and higher speed of play or action. So for this, our players requires for our players quicker information and decisions, and quicker and quicker. And for this, we must help our players. And for to help them, we must think at first about our young player. If we propose them a better pedagogical way to help them to choose the best perception, the best informations during the game, close to the real game, it will be better for them. And it's decisive for the future that the coach creates and manages exercise to encourage our player to take informations as often as possible before receiving the ball. I insist about this idea about receiving the ball. You know that in team sport, the decision always is not when you have the ball, but a lot of decisions are easier when you take better informations before receiving the ball. So that was my message for you today, and to share this experience with you. At first, to insist about the future of our game, to continue to improve this quick and right decisions during the game, and to help our young players, especially in this way. And we can continue to improve a spectacular and attractive game, not only for our youngs, for our players, but also for our spectators. Courtney, that's all for me at this moment. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Paul. So let's dive into some questions. Okay, somebody asked, do you have any specific exercises related to this taking information before receiving the ball?
I know that the coaches are interested to have a lot of exercises, but as my last message, I insist about this. At first, think about what's happening in the game and connect it, depend on your pedagogical way with, especially with youngs, but for high level is the same, to propose adapted rules. Adapted rules means think about the real situation and then propose easy situation, but with intensive situation. Intensive is also not a question of physical intensity, but for me today, it's a question of mental intensity, attention, concentration, cooperation with a partner. And you know that in the game, we have a lot of, hopefully, a lot of several decision situations, but those situations are more and more shorter and shorter. And this means to propose this situation, we must propose adapted rules during situations. It's not necessary to create a lot of new rules, but to use with a very pedagogical way, with a continuity from youth area to senior area. Small games is very good tool.
Okay. Somebody asked about rhythm in attack. How important is it to work specifically on this, or will this just come about naturally?
Yes, for some players, it comes naturally, but not the majority. So you must propose also, it's a question also about to educate rhythm. You have in easy analytic situations, technical situation, coordination, and I just insist about this today. Don't think about rhythm only about physical rhythm. Physically, it's also a question of combine in each easy situation during training sessions. Combine coordination and speed. To combine speed and coordination. That means the dominant is speed and connected with coordination. Or dominant is coordination, connected with speed quality. So that means our coach must propose combined exercises, not always, as usual, we see a lot, analytic exercises, and to improve the rhythm, especially with the young, it's a better way, close to the game, fake, don't use the fake. We forget sometimes to use the fake. It's a duel. Handball at first is a duel. Duel means we have an attacker and defender. Don't use too many duel without defender. Don't use too many exercise with defender without attacker. We saw a lot of exercise situations during warm-up, during training session, also with some exercise long way from the game. So rhythm is also a question of duel.
Somebody asked, when you're doing these drills that you showed, do you give the players time to discuss the mistakes they make, or do you usually address the mistakes after the drill is complete?
Depend of the level. If you are with young, if you organize, you have these progressive situations, it's easy to organize with some short rest. And during this rest time, some seconds, it's enough to explain, to add some informations, to individualize informations, to adapt some exercise. And also, and you are right, the question is very important, that the players continue to cooperate in couple, for example, with small groups, to ask them to discuss, to share their experience. Experience means not a question of what's happened in the day, to share the experience during the exercise, what's good, what's not good enough, and don't hesitate to ask them to provoke this inside cooperation. Yes, it's very important to add experiences for especially youngs. It's very important. For senior, my first information will be to repeat or to insist about one information, one decision, just one, it's enough, not all.
Okay, somebody asked, this might be a bit of a complicated question, but let's see how we go. Somebody asked one of the criteria to train the speed of the action, you said was the training of the tactical principles in attack. Can you elaborate a little bit on these tactical principles and share some examples?
Yeah, we can use, for example, this 3 against 2 or 5 against 4 situation. We saw some examples. Means that you must choose main tactical intentions. Could be individual, but better cooperative tactical intention. For example, 2-on-2 center back with a pivot, and inside this 2-on-2, you will insist on to the block of the pivot and how to move around the pivot for the center back. And inside this this movement, you will insist about how to use a fake, for example, for the center back, or how to use a fake for the pivot. You choose a dominant inside these general tactical intentions. And you will insist technically, tactically, individually, depend of this main tactical dominant.
Somebody asked, what if you have in your team one weakness in the attack? This person asked about if you have a weakness in the center area, but I think it's interesting to just consider if there's any weak area. Do you have any advice for how to help the team work to compensate for this?
The idea is weak about one player or one tactical?
I think so. I think that's what the
player.
Yes.
My first observation will be which one exactly. So as coach, I must have a very good analysis of this player, and then with him to explain him which weaknesses, which kind of weaknesses, which way we can build together, I and him and the player, to improve his weaknesses. And then during some part of exercise, during training session, small games, technically, tactically, and so on, I will adapt some exercise for him, so that I show to him and to the partners, I take care of his weaknesses, I take care of also the team in the same moment, and I try to organize a cooperation that the internal dynamic of the team spirit, sometimes we must take care of one player, especially weaknesses, but it's inside the global cooperation. So I will take care of this, and I will propose also for him some individual exercises, some individual training sessions, some individual parts of the training session. I will take care during 10 minutes, 15 minutes, only with him, to propose him some special exercise. And the same moment, the team, the group can continue what is prepared.
Okay, we have a few questions about the space for these drills that you've shown. Somebody asked, why do you limit the space when you're doing these 3 against 2, 5 against 4 situations?
I choose the limit of space depend of the level. You have seen today in the clips, the space was quite complete. So it seems easy for the players, but was not so easy for someone. So the space must be adapted, depend of the level and the intention of the training session, the exercise, adapt it, combine. And this, if you don't combine the two, the exercise will don't work. It will be just a general exercise. So that's very important to adapt space, level, understanding. The understanding is mental understanding of my players and to propose them adapted exercises. And adapted means very important. The space is one of the basic criteria.
Okay, we'll just do one more as we're out of time. This is always a popular question about young players. Somebody asked, what is the age you can start this kind of training? Like, can children do these exercises that you've shown today, or are there adaptations?
Yeah. I choose especially this first small game. The name is Touchdown. Touchdown is small game. We can use baby. Baby. It's a basic exercise for all team sport. For us, handball is very popular as warm-up exercise, and we can use for warm-up for high level, just warm-up, easy or very, very restricted rules. But for youth area, for me, it's the best. Not only for warm-up, but as education to improve the perception and decision making step by step. And we can use also with the young players, boys and girls together also. It's very interesting also.
Okay, we will wrap up there as we are past our finishing time, everybody. Okay. Thank you so much, Paul.
Please, you're welcome. Thanks a lot.
And thank you very much to everyone for joining us today. We are back for another lecture tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Central European Summer Time. And that lecture is called Attacker Faults, Criteria and Philosophy. What is an attacker fault and what is not? It is presented by coach Michael Appelgren, not the goalkeeper, is a current champion of Sweden with the team Sävehof, and Per Morten Sødal, the IHF Playing Rules and Referees Commission lecturer. So we will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thanks a lot.